Today I'm going to be picking up a part for my Kawasaki H2 here at State 8 Motorcycles. For those of you who follow my TikTok and Instagram, you guys will know that my H2 came from the factory with a bent axle. The piece here that goes on my Ninja H2 was bent from the factory. A lot of people were saying, oh, you just came too hard down from a wheelie. No, that's not how things work. If you were to come down from a wheelie too hard, the first thing that would bend would be the front wheel, not the axle.
That's not fancy at all.
No, the boot. Probably because I keep walking on it, but we have a new Gixxer 1000 lined up here. This is like the new colorway for 2025, despite the fact that this bike hasn't been updated since I think like what, 2017? I think it still holds up. A ZX10 RR. Fascinating bike. What's going on? Good. Yeah, I'm on my way. I was just here to grab a part for my bike.
Okay, what happened?
Motorcycle accident.
Damn it.
I'm sorry?
Damn it. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank God you're okay, man.
Yeah, it's my V4.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Those are cool. Which one?
A Ducati. Yeah.
Okay.
It was the front axle. It came bent from the factory, so I had to grab this piece. All the threads are shredded on it. Yeah, right there. For some reason, it must have been from the factory or something, but literally every single thread is like shredded, and there's no putting it back on, so I'm like, I had to get a new one, so.
Well, you rode a different bike here and someone's bringing.
No, I just rode my truck.
Back together, you want me cruising?
Oh, yeah.
That's cool that you're doing that.
Thank you.
See you later, man.
Peace, brother. So this is the little piece that was preventing me from riding my Kawasaki H2 this whole time. The bike has been tuned, has the exhaust fully installed, has an oil change, literally everything you need to get that bike started up and ready to go. This tiny little piece. Isn't it just a tiny little axle piece preventing me from riding my $30,000 bike? Well, a little bit over $30,000. I look like such a nerd getting out of a car with all my motorcycle stuff. If you can't tell, I'm a little excited to ride this thing. I really hope we can get it back together today on time. Jason! Today is a good day. And here she is, boys, finally put back together. Full titanium exhaust that has not even been started yet. I mean, look at that. Still completely bare titanium. This thing is pretty much fully built as much as I want it to. Stock air filter, because of course factory filtration is very important. It's just a very bare minimum baseline tune that kind of just helps this bike breathe a little bit better with that full exhaust. No, this bike does not have an intercooler, so I still to this day can't really rip on this bike unless it's a really cool day like today. And here's Jason, an employee of Ducati, who is actually here on his day off. I'm so thankful that he was here today, being willing to do this. Today is a Monday. Ducati Cleveland is usually closed today, but this he was up here working on the other bike behind you for another customer over there, going above and beyond. So I just want to say thank you so much, Jason. Literally means the world that you're here and willing to put this bike back together. He is taking it for a quick test ride because the wheels were off the bike. It's just a professional courtesy thing that they take these bikes out on a quick little 1 mile ride to make sure that everything is torqued down correctly. That sounds way better than it did before, doesn't it? Oh my god, so much torque. It just spun the wheel when he just put it in the gear. Did anybody just see that? That's ridiculous. That bike is so unbelievably just crazy. There's my H2. Is it too much of an exaggeration to say that I'm literally shaking with excitement right now? Do you guys want to guess how much all of this cost me? Almost $1,500 to get my Kawasaki H2 fully serviced to the brim. There's not a single service option on this bike left untouched. I would hope to God that this thing has some semblance of being put back together correctly, which thankfully it was, because I took it to Ducati Cleveland. They of course were the ones who worked on this bike. Everything was double checked, every clearance, front axle was bent, that was repaired and fixed. So now I don't have a bent axle anymore. Everything on this bike has been double checked, triple checked, and is done correctly. And so now we get to experience the first ride, my first ever ride. Oh my god. So now we get to experience together the full power, the full final power of a Kawasaki Ninja H2. I am terrified, as any mortal being should. Hold on, I want to get on some music. In all of my 5 years of riding, I have never had this level of excitement since I first started riding. It literally feels like I'm riding for the first time all over again. Oh my god. Okay, little touchy. I've been riding my MT-07 a little bit too much. Holy cow. Okay, we're gonna be fine. I do have brand new tires, so like be aware of that. Come on, Matthew, Jake, whatever, I forget what my name is at this point. I don't even know. Holy. Okay, well that picks up so much quicker. So right off the bat, the bike already feels way better than it did before. In my original video where I rode to school on this bike, I talked about how janky the throttle felt on this bike. It was super on and off. Like whenever you slightly pulled the throttle, it would go like, it would just yank you forward, and whenever you pulled off, it would yank you back. It was just not a great experience, and that's why I was always scared of wheeling this bike, and I never even tried. But that throttle feels a lot better now, and sounds so much better. I mean, like a muffler delete with a stock muffler is not a very high bar to beat, but it's just nice that it sounds this good. I of course went with the full titanium Van Diemen exhaust. I'm not sponsored or anything, don't get the wrong idea. I chose that exhaust because it looks like the H2R. It's the exhaust that a lot of other H2 owners go for. I decided to keep the baffle in, despite I think it like kills like 1 or 2 horsepower. It's not the end of the world. This bike already has plenty of horsepower. I just think it's worth it for a little bit more tolerable sound, if that makes sense. Like with the baffle in, I feel like it sounds way better than without. Okay. Okay. I'm a human. I am human. I am vulnerable. I am a tiny little person. I mean nothing. In the grand scheme of the universe, I am nothing. This bike really honestly makes you realize that. And I can't even like really scratch, I can't even begin to scratch the surface of this bike while I'm doing what I'm doing right now. While I'm on a road like this, I can't even open the throttle, dude. I mean, dude, it has so much more torque than it did before. Before, like, it needed the build. I thought that was like the supercharger, like it had the build boost. No, that was just the stock tune. The stock tune sucks. Don't ride an H2 stock, they're horrible. Just like I guess every other stock bike in the world. Get a tune, brother. Holy God. Oh. Jesus. Oh God. I'm but the mortal human. The quick shifter feels way better, by the way. Felt very like jammy whenever you like had like a click to it, like a little. And whenever you would click the quick, sorry, that's a weird word to say. Whenever you click the quick shifter, that's a very hard sentence to say. Try saying that 5 times fast. When you click the quick shifter, it felt like a nice little notch, and it would cut the power, and you feel like a noticeable like. Now, not so much. You don't really feel that anymore. Oh my. Okay. This is a little ridiculous here. This is probably one of the greatest things I've ever done in my life. Is buy this bike. This was the best decision I've ever done. I should have modded this bike sooner, dude. I feel bad. Oh, dude, there's some more bikers up there. We gotta show them what's up. Too bad it's like literally the last day to ride because it's about to snow in a week. Mr. Hardeman's gonna keep up. Come on. This is amazing. Can't even get up in the high RPMs, bro, because cars just are coming up too quick. I literally have no room. Oh, I love the Harley guys. They love it. Oh, there's something in the road. Man, imagine hitting that at 100 miles an hour. That would suck. That being in the middle of the road. Oh my God, I have no room for error anymore. There's no like delay in the power. It's just instant. I'm telling you, the power when it comes on is just like, it's all right there. And the torque, it's instantaneous. It's like the V4, but like on steroids. If you accidentally lift the throttle in a corner, I mean, oh my God. Yeah, let me try to show you that in a straight line. Watch my hand and then like watch how the bike reacts. It's instant. Oh my God. Obviously you guys up until this point have gotten my impression of this bike as it, you know, as you're cruising through traffic and doing like normal bike things. It's a little crazy. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of ways for me to test this bike on a day like today. Kind of like a spur of the moment thing where I didn't really set up any track day or like, you know what I mean, a way to legally test this bike. However, I'm very lucky. There's a little bit of a disclosed location where I can fully test this bike to its limits. The only issue is the person who owns this location has asked me that I cannot show you where this location is. So bear with me real quick. I just want you guys to listen real quick. Oh my God! Wow. Oh my God. First of all, boost temp's insane, even on a day like today. That's really unfortunate, bro. So first things first, obviously boost temps got pretty high there. It's at 180 something, even though it's like 53 out today, dude. Like, it's a very cool day. If I'm gonna be fully honest with you guys real quick, I was kind of hoping to avoid looking at an intercooler for this bike. First of all, it's like $3 grand. That's a lot of money. You wait. That's a lot of money for a modification on a bike that already costs an insane amount of money. The full exhaust I think was like 2,500, 2,300, something like that. It's not that bad compared to other bikes. The tune was like another 800. I don't have that much money put into this bike, but it's just that upfront cost for this bike that's kind of like, dang man, it's kind of, I don't know, it's a lot of money. Money is obviously going to be the deciding factor on a lot of things. And who doesn't like to have money in their pocket, you know? But if this bike is already heating up that much on a day like today, where it's borderline freezing cold outside, I'm like, I'm freezing my buttocks off right now. I don't know, in the summer when it's like 80 out, bro, like 60, 70, 80 out, there's no way that this bike isn't just completely melt down without an intercooler. I've been saying it forever, and I've been noticing ever since I made my videos talking about it, everyone's opinion of the H2 has kind of changed. They're like, oh, it just overheats too fast. And I think as much as I want to deny its severity, because when I made my video, I was talking about how it's not that big of a deal. It's like, oh, you can just ride it like a normal person and it's totally fine. But even if you're just doing little pulls here and there with that tune, I think with the tune, we might have to get an intercooler. Or else I don't know, with warmer weather, I don't know if I'm going to be able to actually even do pulls on it. If it's heating up that quickly, I mean, it's still sitting at 140 degrees. Its ambient temperature is supposed to be like 116. Like, that's what it sits at when you're just cruising around. Again, I'm looking at the boost gauge and not the coolant down there, so. I want to rev it so bad for the video, but like, I don't know, this seems like such a little park. I would feel so bad if I tried to interrupt what's going on here. The peacefulness of it all with my obnoxious, gigantic bike. Look at that, the polished titanium burning in a little bit there. Look at that, the fan's already coming on. Dude, I'm not even joking. The temperature today is 57 degrees, okay? It's pretty cold out today. And the fan's already coming on just from cruising on this bike. That's ridiculous, bro. Eve is texting me. Ah, they're so cool. I originally wanted to pull off here to kind of make like a final verdict on the H2. I feel like I had such a heavy influence on this bike over the summer when I was talking about how it overheats so much. Not overheats so much, but just gets hot. That boost temperature gauge just gets so warm, and people genuinely do melt these bikes down. And I feel bad because the H2 is an incredible bike. It's worth every penny I've spent on it. And I feel bad I've kind of had like a negative influence on this bike. To be fair, that axle was bent from the factory, and that's really, I don't know, it's irritating. I didn't like that Kawasaki. I don't owe Kawasaki anything, bro. But they've made something incredible. This bike came out 10 years ago, and it still to this day holds up. To its design, its power, the way it rides and handles. It's something incredible, and to be honest, it deserves to be celebrated. So yeah, these bikes get hot, but that doesn't mean it's bad by any means. Will I get an intercooler? Probably. I'm probably gonna go look up some intercooler kits when I get home, if I'm honest with you. It's just a necessity on this bike at this point. Do I think that you should buy one? Yeah, absolutely. If you ever find a way to somehow buy a Kawasaki H2 for a reasonable price, holy crap, go for it. Oh my god. What are you doing with your life if you don't? If you could find one brand new sitting in a dealership, take out a loan. It's worth it, bro. I hate to be the bad influence here, but it's pretty freaking cool. With the tune and exhaust on this bike, it's completely transformed it in every single way. And it's better. It's just better now. Do I think that I was being harsh on it over the summer when I was talking about how it was getting a little hot? Perhaps. Actually, not really. Even though it is like 55 degrees out, taking it for a rip with the tune, I already was seeing 190 degrees on the boost temperature gauge. I can't even imagine how hot it's going to get when it's like 60, 70, 80 degrees out. It would become unrideable. So I'm going to need to spend the $3,000 on an intercooler. It's just, that's what you need on a bike like this. I mean, you could still hear the fans are going on this bike. That's ridiculous, bro. But the speed, the instant torque, the supercharger sounds, it's all worth it. Kawasaki made something magical here, and I think I'm going to end up keeping this bike for a long time. Yeah!